Greetings and welcome back to my top 10 RTSs for the number 6 game, Warcraft 3. It's pretty hard to avoid getting a Blizzard game on, especially a Warcraft game, on a list like this, as they are among the best. And, well, of the Warcraft games, it's Warcraft 3 I've chosen. Why? You might wonder. Well, first of all, the first one will definitely not get on, since the second one is a complete upgrade of it. However, between the second and the third, I just like the third more, so that is why that one is on. Now, once again, let's have a quick look on the campaign of the game. In this case, Warcraft 3 has a pretty good campaign, actually, quite worth a play through. And I'm mainly about campaigns normally, so this is really pretty good. However, just for those, there might be a little downside. I don't think it is so, but you have to play one faction campaign in order to get the other. However, that also means that the story are connected, so you will get one large story rather than 4 small ones. And I do like this structure that has been used for this and StarCraft as well, and a few others, but it was Blizzard more or less who started it, I think. It is a very neat way to get through and play all of the factions in a cohesion story. Of course, the downside, if you don't like a faction, then you still need to play it in order to get the full story, but I have no problem with that. The second major draw with Warcraft 3 is, of course, it's have its own map editor, which has created a huge span of mods. Right now, this is freshly installed on this computer since I haven't played Warcraft 3 in years. But still, it has quite a few mods for those who are interested in those games, and they've spanned quite a few game changers, like Dota was original Warcraft 3 mod. It also have plenty of tower defense, so if you're interested in those sort of things, well, Warcraft 3 is definitely also with it, and it still have plenty of maps available. And now I'm just quickly gonna show off the in-game combat, just quickly to explain how it works. Now, Warcraft 3 did introduce a few different elements over its predecessors, and also something that isn't seen very often in RTSs in general. First, they of course have a very classic resource collection system for the humans and the orcs. The two other factions do things a little bit differently, but I think most people are aware of how Warcraft functions in that regard. One of the main differences they created was they decided to see if they now lowered the cap of resources and made it so you have more units, fewer units it's called, how you will micromanage them more, and they try to focus a little bit more on micromanaging, especially than previous title in their title and Westwood titles. And they also introduced the hero and the creeps in Warcraft 3 over the other Warcraft games. Unlike previous Blizzard games, the hero here did have levels and was actually capable of being revived should he die. And of course the notion of creeping, which is the act of going out in the world and killing neutral creatures in order to gain experience for your hero. Those are some of the biggest changes they have over the classic strategy genre they helped build. Quickly just see if I can get this hero out. But in general, it functions very much like other RTSs. It is one of the first. Warcraft was one of the very first. And a little fun fact, that it's originally meant to be a Warhammer adaptation, but something got sour with the license and they turned it into this. But this is definitely a game worth playing any of the Warcraft game. Well, at least the second and the third. Definitely worth playing it and trying it if you're interested in the Warcraft lore. But yes, that was a look at the 6th game on the list. And what is up on number 5? Halfway through? Well, you'll have to wait and see. Till next week.